All right, shalom, shalom, shema. Let's start off by giving the honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh Shem Shabbat Shem Kodash. Mashanakabala is going to Kadar Kai, which is giving double honor to the elder apostle Great Millstone, who will teach well. And just get right into it. It's wanna do a quick hit on the iron and clay, written in Daniel the second chapter. Just a quick hit, quick breakdown. Um, just get right into it. We're gonna start at verse 24. And this is this is lucky, not 24. 30, we're gonna start at verse 31. It says, "The king's dream. Thou, O Daniel, sawest, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image head was of fine gold." That's going into the Babylon, the first um empire, the Babylonian Empire. His breast and his arms of silver. Second, going into the Medio and Persian Empire. His belly and his thighs of brass. The third, going into um, the Greek Empire. Verse 33. His legs of iron. Right. The hint being that iron. That's a clue because of what empire was big on the iron weapons. You know, um, that was the Roman Empire. They was like the first ones to really start. Um, you know, you know, they were like the first ones to really grow in the iron production. They had trades going on with iron weapons, and that's what they were using. To conquer. The speed that they did. It says, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Right, which the feet part of his legs of iron. That's going to the Roman Empire once again, and his feet part of iron and part of clay. That's talking about Babylon the Great. The empire. The current. You know, system that we in right now. You know, and when it goes into that iron, it's still talking about that military system, right? It that the iron goes into their military, and when it says and part of clay, that's going into the economic system, and really, the debt, you know. But uh, this uh, this is once again going into the iron and clay, right? This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and verse. Start at. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go back real quick. I'm gonna read verse 33 and I'm gonna read verse 34 after, so we can get the full context. It says, "His legs of iron." Once again, it's Roman. And his feet part iron and part clay. It's talking about America. Verse 34. "Thou sawest till a stone was cut out with thy hands, which smote the image of his feet that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces." It says, "Then was the iron the clay, the brass, the silver. It's like in verse 34 when it says it smote um, the image upon the feet. That's talking about you know the Lord, taking down these empires, man. You know, uh, uh, it says it smote down upon his feet that were of iron and clay. When the foot is a foundation, so when you hit the foundation, it causes everything else to fall. I mean, and when you hit the foundation, everything else falls as well. So the whole image, you know, of the revised Roman Empire, which is America today, and the history and the praise and glory of the Grecian and Medo-Persian, because you still got these proud devils and these heathens out here who still to this day, will praise, the Grecian Empire for being, the greatest this and the greatest that, and they praise the Babylonian Empire for being the greatest this, and it did this the best. So, the Lord is gonna destroy all of that. You know, verse 35 it says, "Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken into pieces together, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors." Right, hey, it was completely, shattered. You know, it says, "And the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them." Right, because these kingdoms ain't gonna be memorized in a kingdom as being great, but the deliverances, deliverance, you know, and really, deliverance of this last great kingdom, you know, whereas which is Babylon the Great, is gonna be the greatest memorial ever, you know. And it says, "And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth," which that great mountain is talking about the nation of Israel, you know, which they is gonna fill the whole earth, you know. When we get the kingdom, it's gonna last forever, and we ain't gonna do nothing but populate and reproduce. You know how Jake get down, you know. But going back to that, I just wanted to read those two verses to get the full context. Um, Going back to that, partly iron and partly clay, right? This book of Habakkuk chapter 2 verse. I start at 1. "I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower." Right, because what happened to all of these various kingdoms that we just named? They all were destroyed, man. They all were conquered by the next. They all fell. You know, and those all by the hands of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, ultimately. So we gotta stand upon our watch, because this kingdom ain't no different. This kingdom was also prophesied to have its downfall, just like the Grecian, the Medo-Persian, the Roman. You know, those those kingdoms were prophesied. You know, right in that book. Right in that same chapter. Daniel 2, the Daniel second chapter. And it was also prophesied. Daniel the seventh chapter in the dream. It says, "And will watch to see what he will say unto me, and that I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it." And that's going into, that man that readeth it may understand. Verse 3, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." And we seeing, that vision speaking. You know, we seeing the downfall of, we seeing the shattering of that clay and iron, man, before our eyes. It says, "Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, and it will not tarry." Verse 4, um, "Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith." Right, and whose soul is not lifted up in him upright? These devils, man. The scriptures say they go, they are estranged from the womb. they speak lies as soon as they be born. With paraphrasing, that's the spirit within these devils, man. You know, and these are the men that are set in a power seat. The current rulers in the time period that we are living in, man. Verse 5 being a point. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, right? These various philosophies, just as he did, you know, during the time of the serpent. Same thing, deceit and lies. It says, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, right? Who was I talking about? Because who is the main one that pretty much has their hand in everybody's piece of the pie? You know, first thing come to mind is their military system. All these other countries, you don't see no, South American military inside America. You don't see no, you know, um, Russian and Chinese and Iranian militaries inside of rested inside of inside of America. You know, but they are proud enough to go to those extents to do that in other parts, of the world that's not theirs. That's what it means when it's they're not a keeper at home, man. You know, they always got their hand in somebody else piece of the pie. But when you actually take a look at what's going on in America, you will see that is they have no business, you know, in these other dibbling dabbling with other people's money and what other people what other countries and got going on when it's problems in the midst of America that could be handled before the them trying to fight other nations' problems. But it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemaya Shai, because like the scriptures say, he mustered the hosts of the battle. The Lord is putting the spirit on these proud devils, to go to the extents that they are going, in order for prophecy to be fulfilled. It says, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell. Right? And hell, this meaning a condition, and is as death, right? And cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people, right? And that's what you see, in the midst of America. You see, not only, so-called Caucasians, but you got Moabites here, you got fucking Ammonites here, you got people from all over, you know. You got Jake trying to jump, past the border, to, get to Texas and the lower parts of America. You got people from all over, coming to this great, supposed to be great kingdom. Verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And this is really the point. And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay, right? See, him that increaseth that which is not his. It says, and ladeth himself with thick clay. That's going into, pretty much how he continues to pile, continue to pile upon himself more and more debt, man. Because you know when laden in something that's not yours, you pretty much in debt to what's not yours, because at the end of the day it's going to be required. So that's thick clay that he just pretty much, oh, now I owe this, I owe that, I owe that. And now we seeing that being manifested. I mean, not manifested, but now we see the seed of that, being, being, the fruit of that seed, and it's not in his favor, you know, because what you gonna do with a whole bunch of debt? The Lord, require, that which is past. Don't the scripture say, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity? You know, hey, the Lord allowed you to put the nation Israel into captivity. He allowed you to dibble and dabble in these other countries, what they got going on, and now it's time, to really pay. It's now it's time to pay for that, and you know, we see that coming more and more. As time progresses. Look at what the current look at what his currency is dealing with right now. You know, we're on the verge of a great recession. You know, so yeah, Lord is leading this. This right down the drain. Um, yeah, when it's that's spiritual because when you think about clay, it's expandable. You can stretch it. You know what I mean? You can ball it up. You can pretty much do anything with it. You know, you can put it into any form, but you can't. You really can't. You know, you can't increase in it. You can't really add to it other than just stretching it. You know, you can't add to the clay other than just stretching it and forming it into whatever. The point being, like, unless you add more clay to it, you know, which the clay is a symbol of his currency, which we know that the true currency is silver and gold. But I'm gonna end it on that. Lord is one that's edifying. Just wanted to go into that partly iron and partly clay. His military, his currency system. Lord, you best shall forgive me, spirit to the lesson until next time I say shalom.